The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.
Welcome to the home of debate, the Great Debaters Contest. We have pitched camp in KAKAMEGA County to bring you the very best that this region has to offer. I am Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Yumbok. Our motion today is internet censorship will address national insecurity and immorality among the youth. We have LUBINU boys going against our host school, KAKAMEGA High School. Mariam, who's going to tear up the stage?
We'll let them answer that. Proposal number 1, you have 3 minutes.
From the Government African School, KAKAMEGA, Emmanuel Bright is my name, ready to oppose the motion that states internet censorship will address national insecurity and immorality among the youths. First and foremost, without any further ado, we need to understand the meaning of this motion. Internet refers to a global system of interconnected computer networks that has a protocol to link devices globally. Censorship refers to the public communication which might be considered objectionable, sensitive, or politically incorrect. Internet censorship refers to the control of what can be addressed, published, or viewed, enacted by the regulators on their own initiative. To be able to address, deal with national insecurity. This is a state of a country being vulnerable to something. For example, in the year 2011, Kenya was vulnerable to attacks. We were attacked by the Al-Shabaabs. Take, for example, the US government had to intervene. I'm sure the audience is very familiar with the person by the name John Kerry. This is an ambassador from the United States who came in to help curb national insecurity. Internet censorship protects people from content that is inappropriate for viewing or reading. For example, child pornography and initiating immoral games, like the recent famous game, the Blue Whale. On the 14th of May of 2017, it was broadcasted on one of our news medias, that is KTN News, that a boy by the name Richard committed suicide due to playing a game by the name Blue Whale. It is very surprising that the player of this game has to follow 55 steps. These 55 steps, they include harming yourselves. You know, players are advised to harm themselves, and to add on this, it has been associated with 130 suicide teenage deaths. Take, for example, if internet was censored, I am sure, 100% sure, that this person would have not suffered the death. He would have stayed down, he would have looked at his academics, and he would have been the best. I am not the likes of Martin Luther King, but then I'm sure you'll remember me for this. Thank you very much. From the phenomenal school, KAKAMEGA, Emmanuel Bright. Thank you.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes to make your argument.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Manny Kevin from LUBINU Boys High School. We understand that prevention is better than cure, but what matters a lot is which system are you going to use to prevent? Is it more of important than the curing you're going to give out? Then I'm here to oppose the motion that states that internet censorship will address national insecurity and immorality in youth. I want us to understand the main terminologies in this motion, which we have internet. Internet is a set of communication, network communication within people, a specified place. And then when we talk about censorship, these are rules or laws that are there to govern something. For example, freedom of expression. So when we talk about internet censorship, we're talking about rules that are put somewhere to govern what is going through or what is the information that is being passed in internet. When we talk about insecurity, insecurity is lack of security. And immorality is being immoral, then leads to immorality, being immoral. So our friends have been very categorical. I've liked the way you have argued by saying that it will protect or it will reduce conflicts. When we talk about conflicts, let us take, for example, a country like China. China has this censorship, and almost 3,000 police officers have been employed to safeguard and to control and to manage the running of internet censorship. But we still have cases of immorality and cases of national insecurity in China. Why? Because the leaders are responsible. Is this the only way you can fight against immorality and national insecurity? Some years ago, we have been having countries, people fighting among each other. And if you go ahead to look for what have insulted them, you get that in true sense, internet is not the cause, but the cause is among the people. The influence, the peer influence leads to this. On to my first point, I want to say that applying this system, it will lead to what? To promoting negative what? Agendas. For example, leaders. We have political leaders, governmental leaders who will come up with this system. They'll be able to manipulate other people's information so they can fight against them. For example, I have a chaos with you. You have written any information in the internet. I'll go there to manipulate your information, to cause some damage on your information, so that any person reading the information will say that actually this information is wrong. This information wants to lead to what? Immorality. Wants to lead to what? To insecurity. At the end, you are being charged or you're being taken to be guilty. And my brother, you are not guilty. Because of what? Somebody has manipulated what? Your story on the internet. So this is not the right way to go. Last year in Kirinyaga, not last year, 2012 in Kirinyaga, we had a number of pupils, a number of students who were caught in a bus. They were taking drugs and actually practicing what is known as sex, which is not a right according to the students. And what influenced them? They were influenced by drugs. So we need to have the right way forward, not just saying internet is the cause of everything. I rest my case.
Proposition, it's time for rebuttals. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. In Africa, they say ladies first. So ladies and gentlemen, from KAKAMEGA School, I am honored this afternoon to voluntarily make the opponents of this motion join me in celebrating the benefits of censoring the internet. The motion states, internet censorship will help address national insecurity and immorality among the youth. Tell me how. But first things first. You are talking about China. Yes, China has done this internet censorship. But you see, we don't expect. The problem with African nations is one. We expect things to work out immediately we put them into place. Haste, you must know, is the wind that blows down the scaffolding. Now, internet censorship will address national insecurity and immorality among the youth. Under Article 34 of the Pakistan law, which was the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Bill, which was promoted in 1998, it stated that the Pakistan Telecommunications Authority should have the mandate and the power to censor, block, or revise any information in the internet that will cause criminal acts, which include blasphemous information and religious incitement. In 2006, Pakistan government realized a drop in such cases, cases of religious conflicts, cases of blasphemous information that will incite other religious groups against another, like the Christians against the Muslims. In the same year, they realized the drop was of about 57.86. This information is sourced from Wikipedia under the laws of censorship articles. I am saying, therefore, that internet censorship will address national insecurity and immorality among the youth. My second point, under the Penal Code laws of Kenya, revised edition, Articles 158 to 160, Articles 228 and 240, states the attempts and describes the penalties for the attempts to procure miscarriages. Any person who with intent to procure miscarriages is guilty of a felony and is liable for a punishment of 14 years imprisonment. Why can't we avoid this? Why can't we have no cases going on, taking a lot of finances to handle? We can do this. Bob Marley, a famous reggae artist, has always advocated for that abortion is surely a crime. He sang a song that abortion is a crime. Yet the internet still has information on how to abort the young ones who are supposed to be leaders of tomorrow. The Wikipedia, for example, has all the procedures for abortion. This defies our constitution. So when we censor such information, we are actually enforcing some of our laws. Thank you very much.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes.
I'm here to oppose the motion that says internet censorship will not address national insecurity and immorality among the youths. I'm Victor Makonditi from St. Paul's LUBINU Boys High School. Actually, I would like to ask my fellow friends the proposition side. You've talked about internet bringing about national insecurity and immorality. Can you give us some of the sources where it brings about national insecurity and immorality among the youth? And how do they incite others upon religion? Okay, we all understand that Kenya, as example of a nation, not all people are able to access internet. We see that there are few percentage of people that are able to access the internet. So I pose the question, how many people can access internet? And to my first point, I would like to oppose the motion by saying that, one, if internet censorship is not one that addresses national insecurity and immorality among the youth, then there are some various aspects that can lead to insecurity and immorality among the youth. One being drugs and substance abuse. This is one of the largest contributions in national insecurity and immorality, cannot distance. Example, last year at a place in Kenya called Kirinyaga, high school students were caught in bars, taking bang, drinking alcohol, and having coital experience. What a shame. But was it under the influence of internet that they were doing immorality? We can see this, that, could you tell me how we can fight and curb against drug abuse? And to my second point, I would like to talk about political leaders' insightful speeches. We can see that political leaders' insightful speeches has brought about insecurity and immorality among the youths. Instead of having integrity leaders that are going to develop a sense of belonging to particular citizens, we find that the same leaders that they are going against their oath and urging, for example, citizens of Kenya, protesting against their demands.
Thank you very much. The proposition have been asked to give cases of where, for example, young people have acted in an immoral way and how the internet correlates to that. And the opposition have been asked to give a clear definition of the word morality in their understanding. We'll have them respond. Third proposer, you have 3 minutes.
Incidences also where internet censorship has helped. Let's take, for example, in the genocide in Rwanda 1994. You realize that people were not able to assess that incident of the genocide from 7th April to 4th of July 1994. In that way, people were secured because many could have intervened. Those who are in support of Rwanda could have intervened so that the Hutu and the Tutsi could have led to more serious fights in Rwanda. On to my first point. Internet censorship is going to help us guard our boundaries. And the boundaries are protected by our youths. Therefore, let's take it this way. On 7th of July, 1973, there was a war between Israel and Lebanon. And the Golani Squad of Lebanon and the Commando Squad of Israel staged a fight up to the Golani Heights. And that one even made Egypt army to go, because they were haters of Israel, to go there and support Lebanon, and Syria also stepped in. If internet could be censored, information that the people of Israel were in Yom Kippur Day and the media houses were on could not have been conveyed to any other country, and the security would have prevailed there. You realize that the Colonel Sharon of Israel went even up to the Memphis part and the Amphipolis part of Egypt through the Suez Canal, and they were saying that they are going to capture Suez Canal, and that one made the youths of Egypt even to go on strike. So, and until it forced US to intervene, they sent the special weapons and tactics SWAT to go there and just cool Colonel Sharon so that he does not stage an attack. And for that, please cross the bridge and support us. Thank you.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes to respond to the audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, Halid Juma from Lubinu Boys High School. I'm here to join my colleagues in opposing this motion that internet censorship will not address national security and immorality among the youth. Just to commence by answering a question from my brother here who asked to know the meaning of the word immorality. According to the Britain Dictionary, immorality is lack of noble characters and virtues. Hope you got it. 2, when we say that internet censorship will not address national security and immorality among the youth, let us look on the other side of the coin. Internet censorship will lead to violation and it will infringe human rights and freedom. The Constitution of Kenya states very well that each and every person has the freedom of speech and expression. Imagine a society where one is being denied the freedom of speech and expression. It may cause more violence than internet censorship. We may also find that political leaders may use this one as an opportunity to incite citizens. Also find that a number of many people in the society are not access to internet. So when you say that you should censor internet to make sure that we are addressing national insecurity and immorality among the youths, what of those people who are not access to internet? And they are endangering the lives of Kenyans. They are endangering the lives of many people around the world. Go to third world countries, a country like South Sudan, where many people are endangering the lives of others, but it's not because of internet. So I want to ask all of you to join me in opposing the motion that internet censorship will not address national insecurity and immorality among the youth. Thank you.
Thank you. Final statements now. Kakamega High School, you have 1 minute.
Mondi Jovin once again from KAKAMEGA High School, ready to give you the factual ideas and my stand on this motion. And I hope these are not the consequences of allergies from the rumors I get from my opponents. Now, having given you our points and factual information about internet censorship, one point was it enforces some of our laws. Internet censorship prevents chaos and strikes. Internet censorship protects people from content that is obscene and inappropriate for reading or viewing. For this, I kindly urge my intellectual counterparts to join us. When I entered this room, the man in the middle looked so intelligent, and I want you to convince the others, please, let's hold hands and celebrate this moment. I take my stand.
Lubinu Boys, you also have 1 minute.
My brothers, the only way to address national insecurity and immorality in youth is not by restricting the use of internet, but it's by creating awareness. It's good to educate. When you're educated, you'll come up with a way to restrict yourself in things that can spoil you. Most of the youth who are involved in security acts in this African or in Kenya, most of them lack job. If you create job opportunity, their mind will not be spoiled. They'll be concerned on their job. They'll not involve themselves in security acts to get themselves income. If I educate you on the effects of immorality, you'll not involve yourself in immorality because you understand its effects. So we have freedom of expression. All of us went ahead and voted for that act, in that act to be passed. why should you go ahead and then restrict it? And we wanted it. Let us use it appropriately. But the only way to fight against this is by creating awareness. May God bless you.
Bright from Kakamega School. I loved your reference to the blue whale because it is something that has happened the other day. But I was left asking myself, how should censorship be done? Which sites? What are we censoring? You didn't answer that. Then Jovin, you spoke as if the internet has been censored, which is not true. Your presentation also was very flat. You seem to have crammed the point, so just giving them. Lenoa, you seemed not to be sure of yourself, although you did quite well. And you didn't tell us the effect of the internet to the youth.
Lubinu boys, a good-spirited fight. However, Kevin, you are good. The only way I found you wanting is you didn't give us the other way. If internet censorship, which other way can we employ so that this problem at hand is addressed? Otherwise, it was a fair presentation. I like the way you maintained the tempo. Thank you.
Lubinu boys, the judges awarded you 66%. Please give them a round of applause. In Kakamega School, our hosts, the judges awarded you 68%. You're a winner for the debate.
Good job to our hosts and of course to their competitors for a job well done as well. Thank you to our audience and those of you at home for watching. Remember, the hashtag is GDC for SDGs. I have been your host, Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Yumbok. Catch you next time.
The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.